to Carlton House for this media conference with Lee Carsley and Harry Kane to preview tomorrow's UEFA Nations League fixture between Republic of Ireland and England at the Aviva Stadium. Housekeeping, if we can keep it to a maximum of 3 questions per person, and if we do get time, we'll come back to you. Rob, do you want to get us started?
Lee, good to see you.
Okay.
How does it feel to be back in Ireland? I mean, I guess with your family connections, you know that these two nations are so very close but so very far apart in many regards.
Yeah, it feels good. We've only been here for maybe an hour and a half, so far it's been good. I think we had a brilliant reception from a lot of kids that were waiting outside with the football shirts on, and the lads were straight over as they got off the coach to go and greet them. So, you know, you can tell that there's a good atmosphere in terms of the anticipation for the game tomorrow. So, yeah, really looking forward to it.
You know, perhaps better than anybody, what an intimidating atmosphere it can be like in that stadium. But for you personally, with your ambitions with this job in mind, how important are you get off to a winning start, do you think?
Well, we spoke quite a bit this week about performing. I think if you focus too much on a result, especially when you're building up to it, you can sometimes get a bit carried away. So outperforming the player that you're playing against will be a big thing for us. And we spoke a lot this week about control. So, you know, we've had 3 days training with the players. They've been so receptive to not only myself but the rest of the coaches. We've done a lot of work on and off the pitch in terms of the clips as well. So, yeah, I think we're in a good space. Really impressed with the players. I knew they were a high level and a high standard beforehand, but to work with them for the last 3 days up close, you know, you could see that they're not only top players but they're good people as well. They want to do really well, which really helps.
Harry, good to see you.
And you?
Look, for all but one of your 9 years as an England player, you had Gareth Southgate as your manager. So this is a new era. It's a big change. How different is it? In what ways would you describe it's different, and how does it feel from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit strange when we first come into camp, but, you know, the boss has tried to, have his ideas and his identity. I think, we've done a lot of good things with Gareth, and, you know, we've done, well again in the summer, but ultimately, you know, a new coach has some new ideas and some fresh ideas and wants to try and implement that on the team, especially on the pitch. So, it's been good. You know, a lot of new faces, a lot of young players in the team as well who are really excited to be here and excited to express themselves. So, from my point of view, it's another exciting chapter in my England career.
James?
Hi, both. Lee, Rob obviously mentioned your Irish background, but there's going to be a lot of focus on Jack Grealish and Declan Rice in Ireland, given they switched allegiances. Do you have any concerns about playing them tomorrow in what might be quite a hostile atmosphere?
No, not at all. I think we spoke not only about Jack and Declan, to the whole squad. We spoke about the atmosphere. We expect it to be exciting, passionate, loud, but it'll be no different to what the players are used to in Premier League games or high level games. So I think they'll be ready for whatever comes out.
And what reception do you expect, sort of personally?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Probably the same. But if the reception that we had off the kids outside was anything to go by, it'll be very positive.
Harry, you've had a bit of time to reflect on the Euros now. What's your assessment of the tournament now you look back a bit?
Yeah, I think we've done extremely well to get to the final. I think it wasn't an easy tournament. I don't think we reached the levels in a lot of the games that we know we can, but I think the positive thing from that is the fact that we got to the final. So, whenever it ends like that in defeat, you know, everyone quickly goes away and it's back into your own life and you try and get a break. But before you know it, you know, you're back for the new season. So, you don't fully get over it, but I think you move on and you look at areas you can improve. From a personal point of view, you look at areas you can improve and try and implement that on the new season. But I think as a team, you know, we can take a lot of positives from the summer, a lot of positives from, you know, the last 4 years especially, but ultimately it's about improving, and there's areas that we can improve, especially in the games when we look back at the summer. So that's now our task as players, is to try and get better, and you know, these games in the next few camps are a great opportunity to do that.
Is it harder to get over a second final or easier because you've experienced it before?
No, it's not easy. I think every defeat is different in their own way. I think, it's tough. Whenever you get so close to reaching, one of the pinnacles of your international career, and it gets taken away like that, it's really difficult. But ultimately, life moves on. You have to move on. You have to get up and go again. And like I said, I think from my point of view, it just makes me even more motivated. It puts the fire in the belly to try and get back there again, or in a major tournament, try and get back there in the World Cup and have a different outcome next time.
And just finally from me, have you spoken to Gareth at all since he stepped
Yeah, we
down?
spoke after it was announced, and we just had a brief chat, and we both just wanted to thank each other, and I'm sure we'll have a proper catch up when we have some time to see each other in person. But no, of course, Gareth was a big part of my international career and a lot of the lads, but all we can say is thank you to him, and now we look forward to a new chapter in our careers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nesta McGregor from BBC News. Lee, congrats. I'm a newbie like you. It's my first England away game. I wanted to know, you mentioned that I've only been with the squad for 3 days. So tomorrow night, you mentioned the word performance. Is that long enough to implement your ideas? And what are we going to see different? Because talking to a lot of fans in the city centre, it was the performance that they wanted to see. Win, lose or draw, we want to enjoy the football. So have you had long enough to do that?
I think we have, yeah. I think we've tried to get 3 or 4 different ways of playing. Ultimately, we have to play to the players' strengths. I don't see it as my style or my way of playing. I think the key to coaching is making sure you utilise the players' ability in their profiles that they've got. So hopefully we see that tomorrow.
And a question for Harry. I saw a few clips of Angel Gomez and Morgan Gibbs-White, literally kids in a candy store. Couldn't believe it. Best friends since they were yay high. What's it like having that new energy in the camp as well?
Yeah, it's great, and it's it's great for the experienced players as well. And I think I've been playing for nine years or so now for England, and I still remember what my first camp was like, and the excitement and the nerves and everything that comes with it. So it's great to see that on their faces. It's great to see them train with that freedom and them just trying to express themselves. So that's what you want as an international player. You want competition, you want people pushing you, you want to see the best players playing their best football. So it's been great to see, and from my point of view as one of the experienced players in the team, it's just to try and help them settle in as quickly as possible. But I think we have that environment here with England anyway, and I hope they feel that. So ultimately now it's just, I think everyone's excited to get on there on the pitch and play a game.
And just a final question for Lee. It's the 89th minute winner. Harry scores a penalty. Do you run around the touchline celebrating, or do you just calmly enjoy it?
I calmly enjoy it.
Jack Pitbrook over on the far side. Thanks.
Hi Lee. Are you conscious of this being like a fresh start and a clean slate for everyone, or how do you balance that against building on Gareth's work over the last 8 years?
Yeah, definitely don't see this as a fresh start. I think I spoke about it before in terms of taking over a team as a caretaker manager that are low on confidence, are low down the league and are struggling. This is the total opposite to that. This is a team coming off the back of a tournament. It's difference of opinion whether it was successful or not. I think it was. I think getting to first of all, qualifying for a major tournament is an achievement, and then to get as far as they did and so close and falling short. Yeah, I don't see this as a fresh start. This is a chance to build on what they've done in the past. I really believe that we're in a really strong position. I think when Gareth took over the team a while back, they were in a lower position in terms of the amount of quality that was around. But now it's totally different in that respect. These players now are used to competing. The standards are so high, and it's important. We've spoke a little about how do you want to be remembered of playing for England in terms of a legacy, and they're so close, and hopefully they go that one step further. I've got a lot of belief in them. Spoke about this already in some of the meetings that we've had. Ultimately, the hardest thing is that last push, but we all believe that they can do it.
And Harry, Do you agree that this week has felt like building on the past rather than a fresh start?
Yeah, I think so. I think, like I touched on a bit earlier, to get to 2 finals in 4 years means you're doing a lot of things right. But ultimately, you need to, have a few fresh ideas and a few different ways that you want to try and improve. And I think that's what the boss has come in to try and do. There's always room for improvement. We know that. Like I touched on in the summer, it was great to get to the final, but we know there's areas we could have been better. And now it's about trying to implement that up until the World Cup in a couple of years. So I'm excited for that opportunity, and I think everyone's just ready to go out there and give that a go starting tomorrow.
Okay, any further questions? Front there.
Hi Lee, Nathan Murphy off the ball. How do you think you'll feel when you walk out to a place where you've had so many good memories in an Ireland jersey as the manager of England?
Proud. It's not something that I've thought that much about until recently. I think when I seen the draw, obviously it was fully focused on the under-21s, and I thought that's going to be a good game, and I didn't realise that, obviously, until 2 weeks ago, that I was actually going to be here. So I'm excited by it. I spoke about it a few days ago. It's not something that I'm overawed by. I'm excited with the challenge. I think I've got a lot of confidence in the players. I think if I think they'll enjoy the atmosphere. I think it's a good game for them to come back to off the back of a big disappointment. So hopefully we can perform.
When you talk about maybe calmly celebrating a last minute winner, would that be different tomorrow compared to any other game because it is Ireland, or would that just be your natural reaction?
Yeah, I try not to get too emotional in games. To be honest, I've always been the same. That's just the way I am. I try to keep quite calm. I've been on the end of a lot of last minute winners for the opposition, so I understand the respect bit. So, and I'm definitely respectful and weary of my history as well. So, yeah, like I say, it's I'm looking forward to the game.
Have you heard much from many of your former Irish teammates in the build-up?
Yeah, I've heard a lot from a lot of them.
Who and what have they been saying?
No, I won't be fair to say, but they're really supportive. I mean, they're really proud of the fact of the position that I've got to. And it's something that I'm really proud of. It's a great opportunity for not only for myself and the team, but for the staff as well, and one that we're looking forward to.
Harry, there's a strong Irish connection in your family as well. Is that something you've spoken about with them ahead of the game, or are a lot more of them coming over to this to a normal away match? Does it mean more to you and your family?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. So my grandparents were, my dad's mum and dad were Irish, were born in Ireland, and then moved to England. So yeah, got some extended family in Ireland. So I'm sure they'll be watching in the pubs, probably wanting Ireland to win, but maybe wanting me to score a goal. So it'd be a great game. It's my first time playing Ireland, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure it'll be a great atmosphere, and I'm respectful to any nation that I play against. So this is no different.
Okay, over to the gentleman in the second row here, the blue shirt.
So Lee, you said it's not a fresh start, you're building on the past, but at least this game against Ireland is a new chapter for the selection, as long as you also call new players. But there's one player who's shining at the moment who's not in the squad. This player is Mason Greenwood. Are you watching his game in Marseille? He's still considered as a player you can call?
Yeah, Mason wasn't a player that we can consider, to be honest now. I'm aware of how he's doing, but he wasn't under consideration.
Thank you.
And someone behind?
Just Lee, if there was one particular highlight from your Ireland career, what would it be?
What would it be? I've got a few. I can remember a few lowlights. Highlights, debut probably, playing against Romania at Lansdowne with Andy Townsend, Ray Houghton, Tony Cascarino, Niall Quinn. Good memories. Playing on what was then a rugby pitch. That was waterlogged, the wind was blowing, playing against a fantastic Romanian team, and the pitch was horrendous, but I just remember Hadji, it was almost like he had flip-flops on. He was so smooth, and the way that he played and his left foot, so yeah, that was probably a highlight. that was a good memory.
Cool. Sorry, Harry, I read somewhere before that you've donated jerseys and boots to a local club in Letterfrack where your family originated from. Is that true?
Yeah, I would have done. Yeah, I mean, my dad still keeps in touch with the family there. If I'm honest, not me so much, but yeah, I think we've got great support in Ireland. You know, there's a lot of kids here, and like you saw today, that support English players. They support the Premier League and Bundesliga now for me. So yeah, I think it's important to remember everyone in your family to a sense. Like I said, I don't get out here too much, or I don't see them too much, but yeah, I like to kind of give back where I can, and I'm sure my dad would have sorted out that sort of scenario, and I'm always happy to try and give back to kids, especially to try and hopefully one day achieve their dreams.
Sorry, finally, do you remember your first ever Tottenham goal?
At Shamrock Rovers, yeah, I do. Yeah, don't forget that one. No, it was a great night with Harry Redknapp, and I can't remember what the score was, but it was nice. 4-0. It was nice to get on and nick a goal, and my first Tottenham goal, and obviously it went on to be the first of many there. So yeah, it's a great memory.
One for Lee, one for Harry, if that's okay. Lee, what do you expect of Ireland? It's a new manager, but essentially the same squad, and John O'Shea on the staff. So what do you expect? Do you expect something different?
I'm not sure, to be honest. We've spoke about what potentially we could come up against. We watched a few of the games that the coach was recently involved with Jamaica as well. So just to get us an idea of potentially how he might play. I know they're going to be well organised. They're going to be very motivated. They've got some good players. So it's important that we approach the game with respect and match them. We expect it to be energetic, high tempo. So, like I say, I think they'll be well coached and highly motivated.
Thanks, Lee. And just for Harry, in your role as captain, Lee spoke earlier about the reception that Declan and Jack Grealish are going to get. Players change clubs all the time, but international allegiance is different. So, is the role for you as captain to maybe have a word that this could be a little bit different? It's not just changing club.
I don't think specifically for them. I think we know it's going to be a tough atmosphere, a hostile atmosphere. I think everyone has a different career path. Everyone has decisions to make along their journey to try and be the best they can be, and that's what Declan and Jack have done. So look, they might get some stick, and that's part and parcel of football now, whether it's at club or international level. But ultimately, they made decisions on what they thought was best for them in their careers, and you can never. You can never say a bad word for them for doing that.
We'll finish here on the front row.
Thanks very much. Lee, one for you for me. Good to see you back on Irish soil. Another Irish question. Sorry about that. We'll get out of the way after this press conference. You said there about your players, how they want to be remembered.
Yeah.
How do you want to be remembered? You played 40 times for Ireland. You played in the World Cup finals.
Yeah.
That and a successful coach of England.
I suppose both. It's the career that I had with Ireland. I'm really proud of. It was one that was up and down, but ultimately I enjoyed it. The experience that we had in the World Cup, the camaraderie that we had in the squad, the memories will go a long way. I made some great friends as well that I look back on. But now, ultimately, my coaching career took a path where. I really enjoy helping players and seeing players progress. That's took me to different jobs in different places. So, good thing about the job where I'm at the minute, I'm highly supported. Really feel that from my bosses and the opportunity and the trust that they've got in me. Ultimately, you want to repay that.
And finally, there was a lot of speculation on this side of the Irish Sea when there was a vacancy in the Irish manager position, and your name was linked. I think you have touched upon that before.
Yeah.
So just if you wouldn't mind just clarifying the timeline, there seemed to be a chat last November with the FAI, a cup of coffee type thing. Didn't go any further than that. Is that that was the end of it then, was it?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact timeline, but I after the Euros, I sat down with the FA's approval to speak to 2 or 3 people from different opportunities, just out of respect more than anything, and the Republic of Ireland were one. It was very informal. It went no further, and like I say, I'm very lucky and privileged to the job that I've got. So I knew that going into talking to anyone.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll end it there. Thanks for your time this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.